Hi guys, so I hope you remember free ports. Well, it's back in the news, but before we get into this, I want to show you a clip from earlier this year, a promise that Boris Johnson made in regards to free ports and Brexit.
Today marks 5 years since this country voted to leave the European Union. It has allowed us to take back control of the issues that matter to the people of the United Kingdom. It has given us the freedom to establish 8 free ports across the country, driving new investment, to develop the fastest vaccine rollout.
Now it looks like the fake Brexit benefit of free ports has come off the rails. According to City AM News, financial experts have issued a warning that the 8 new free ports that Boris Johnson announced are probably going to be delayed. Why? Because the government doesn't have a tax regime put in place yet. Yes, a real case of putting the cart before the horse. Broadcast something to the public as a Brexit benefit and then work out later if you can actually achieve it. Or just ignore the promise knowing that the public probably won't remember. Anyway, back in March, the Chancellor and his boss Boris Johnson set out in the budget a programme that would be up and running by the end of this year. But the Institute for Chartered Accountants in England and Wales has said, and I quote, "There is still a lot of uncertainty about how free ports will actually work." They also said in regards to Rishi Sunak's flagship policy of economic zones, businesses need to see the details in advance to understand if they are a viable solution. Richard Jones, the business tax manager at the Chartered Accountants body, said, and I quote, "Even if they know that those reliefs are going to be there, they need to factor in other commercial considerations, such as the availability of a suitable local workforce or transport links, for example, before deciding whether to relocate to a free port area." Another representative of the body said, and I quote, "From a customs perspective, there isn't yet a good awareness of what you can or cannot do, and there's a severe lack of people with the necessary customs knowledge. So there's an issue of skills and capabilities to implement free ports successfully." He went on to say, given that the government was originally looking to start seeing them up and running by the end of this year, it's all looking a bit tight. Free ports weren't just planned for England. As part of the Build Back Better and Levelling Up post-Brexit, Scotland, Northern Ireland and Wales will be getting a free port each. As an election is likely on the horizon, we're not likely to see any details of the exact location well into 2022, according to people at the organisation representing the accountants. Now, the government has responded to this in the media by saying, and I quote, "We're working closely with a range of departments to deliver the government's ambitious plans for free ports across the UK. The government plans to have the first free ports to enter into operation by late 2021. They went on to say, "We have regular engagement with the individual free ports and guidance is already available on gov.uk for businesses to explain how things like stamp duty, land tax will work and how custom sites will operate. Further guidance for businesses will be published shortly." Look, free ports, as I've pointed out before, are not a Brexit benefit, even though both the Prime Minister and the Chancellor sold them as such. Lying in Parliament is not a problem, remember. Free ports were operating in the UK until 2012, and it was a Tory government that phased them out. Now it seems that a Brexiteer government wants them back. But while the EU still has economic zones operating, they are cracking down on them due to issues of money laundering and organised crime. The fact that free ports have not been jump-started gives me the impression that they were either a lie that Boris Johnson and co had no intention of fulfilling, a huge surprise there, or that they're a product of an incompetent government that makes promises without ever working out whether they can actually deliver on those promises. Johnson and the Brexiteers needed something to convince the public that while Brexit seemed like a disaster, it actually wasn't. Yes, you have lost freedom of movement, the economy is suffering, things aren't going well, but look at this shiny object for a moment. Free ports may go the way of Boris Johnson's garden bridge or his underwater roundabout, something to distract the public from the farce of his government or the farce that is Brexit. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot. I want to say a big thank you to all of my patrons. You ensure that this channel continues to exist. I'm eternally grateful for all of your support. If you join Patreon, you will receive instant access to our Discord server, where we have both audio and video chats. You can chat with me and other patrons where we discuss important and non-important issues. Becoming a patron per month costs about the same as a large coffee, so why not check it out?